Yes, I'm ready. I'm
That's
ready.
not what I asked for.
That's not what I asked for. Show is live. We wanted to do this for a while. So I think since last year.
A
Late last
whole
year.
year ago.
An entire full whole year. I think it was the end of last year. But a friend of ours, great.
Wonderful, delightful, great.
Great. Humble, delightful, wonderful, humble, radiant, great. He found a website called Does the Dog Die, where well, let's see, I can fucking find it and I can pull it up right now, but I'm not going to. Actually, I could. Hold on a second. You want fucking Does the Dog Die? Oh, it auto completed. Wow. Wow. We'll load that up for a second. But anyways, um, he found this site that basically like gives trigger warnings or content warnings, or I think the site says, yeah, crowdsourced emotional spoilers for movies, TV, books, and more, tracking 70 plus categories. It can even include music. So here, I'll throw this on the screen. So yeah, Craig found this and he started making trigger warnings for various movies, and it turned into a little game because, well, I'll throw the first one up to introduce the whole premise of this. Is someone gaslighted, uh, and then
Gaslighted.
yeah, I think it should be gaslit, but whatever.
Well, gaslit would mean actual lighting of a gas lantern. Gaslighting would be referring to being gaslighted.
Which is totally gay. But yeah, that's like the trigger is like as someone gaslighted, and then the spoiler is main character gaslights prison guards to escape. And thing is, this would be listed under the movie that this happens in, but if you just take that trigger warning and screen cap it alone, it gets to be a fun guessing game. And so
it's kind of like the Jeopardy for blank jokes that they did on Opie and Anthony.
It was called Just Punchline. Opie and Anthony Just Punchlines. It was a wonderful, delightful bit where they just do the punchlines because the setups for the jokes are the actual racist part. But
they can't actually broadcast that. They can't actually say those because they get in trouble.
Gee, how do you think that's going to work out now? Oh yeah, Anthony's fired. He was fired that was like 6 or 7 years ago now. Fuck.
He was fired 6-7 years ago, which means the actual bit was over 10 years ago. It's like from 2009.
Painful. I think that was around 2010 or 11, actually. Anyways, so this was basically the basis for the game show. Is this would get thrown up, and it would be like, now guess the movie. And of course, me and my brother didn't even need 1 second to guess this one. And we're not going to. Here's the thing. Not even 1 fucking second. But we are going to have to, I think, hold off on giving these away.
No, yeah, we're just gonna deliver them to you. We're just giving that to you.
We're just gonna kill them. I mean, we're gonna be
we're not gonna kill them.
We could show off and be like, I know what this movie is, but the thing is,
our autism, our crippling Asperger's would normally compel us immediately to give away the answer.
Yeah, debilitating case of Asperger's. But here's the thing. I posted the invite link publicly, but really, if you just want to if you're like showing up
in the chat, just go into the chat.
You can just go in the chat and say, here's the thing, though, is that we figured we would get a lot more play out of this last year, and that we didn't even do the stream. But, I made a channel for it on our Discord, and we're like, oh, that's funny. And then
we're going to have fun doing this. It'll be a regular thing. And then no, partly because I've seen the movies. I've seen all the movies.
Yeah,
so I can't be the one to play the game. It's got to be somebody else.
Yeah, the premise for this, first of all, partially involves like vandalism on the site. You don't actually have to post these to the site, though. All you'd have to do is like use the category, like, is someone gaslighted, or the name of the site is called is Does the Dog Die? So you just go through, those kinds of trigger warnings, and then you have to give enough information that someone could identify the movie, but not so much information that it's really obvious. Like, you can't just say the movie's this or the name a character or something.
Yeah, can't name, obviously proper nouns are out.
Yeah, you have to avoid saying proper nouns. You'd have to avoid gendering the characters. You can't assign them a gender.
Horrible gendering. Horrible
piece of shit
for gendering.
So yeah, that was basically the premise for, like, just a little goofy game like this. That it actually has a lot of promise. There's a lot you could do with it. Fucking actually turn it into a game or something like that. But like, it could just be a drinking game. It could be a way that you actually fuck with the site, which I guess we can't officially recommend, because
I can't recommend you do that
because it's wrong. But fucking, here's tracking 70 plus categories, just to go a little bit more through the site while the whole thing shows up. Tracking 70 plus categories: kidnapping, miscarriages, choking,
more choking,
black guy dies first, sad endings. Oh no, I need to be trigger warned for saying it. Thing is, that
goes to show how anti-art a lot of trigger warning, the whole concept of trigger warnings are.
But also, it's like fucking the game, the site almost seems like it should be the basis for a funny game, but if you go to
it's like fucking Angry Kittens or Exploding Kittens or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it could be a card game of, like, here's the card that says, or
like Trivial Pursuit.
Well, here's one just from the site. Just says, sort of, the first dead bodies shown are white, but their deaths occurred before the start of the film. The first character to actually be killed on screen is a black man. Thing is that it says what the movie is at the top of this right here, so you can't be like, oh, the game is kind of ruined if you just go to the site. So you have to kind of you have to, like, screen cap out or copy paste just the spoiler part. Here's one that was for The Shining. Here's one. Let's see if don't look at the screen. Don't be a screen looker.
Actually, screen looking piece of shit.
You fucking screen looker. You know what though? Here's what I could do is like, just pull it off real quick. Jurassic. Oh no, I spoiled it. Jurassic Park. Man. It just says he does actually. The actor Geoffrey C. Brown played the worker who got eaten alive by a raptor at the beginning of the movie. See, if I didn't mention Jurassic Park, the raptor part would sort of give that away. But this is where some people would come in and sort of ruin the premise by being like, no, actually, it's from Jurassic Park 3. And it's like, no one watches that movie, you faggot. But
you're a faggot for even mentioning Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, let's see. There's also, let's see, there's the medium and date. So, like, those say movie 1993, which helps. I mean, that helps for the game aspect. Like, here's one that says, this one's not going to help at all, actually, but it says anime 2018, first death of the series is a black child who is shot. And the answer, of course, is Banana Fish.
I was going to say it was fucking, what was it? Neverland? Promise Neverland.
That's right.
No, that is a small white child who dies on screen.
White. Beautiful, holy, perfect, pure,
which makes it worse.
White.
It makes it so much worse.
Here, let me scroll down a little bit more. Okay. Again, this is for the category, does the black guy die first? Because you kind of do need that category. Does the black guy die first? TV show 2014. A few nameless white characters are first to die in season 1, episode 1. The only named black character at the time, a main character, is among the next to die in the following episodes. And the show is called The 100. What?
Isn't that the show? I was going to say, isn't that the show where it's like the fucking Spirited Away, or not Spirited Away, but Left Behind? I think it was actually Mersh who was mentioning, like, What was that other? There was like after Left Behind, there was like 200 Left Behind ripoffs, including one called 200 or something, or it was like the 2200 or some shit like that.
This is from 2014, though. This show is from when Anthony Cumia got fired from fucking that Opie and Anthony show.
Wonderful years.
Here's one. Oh, this one again. This one would really give it away. Movie 2018. Many Asgardians die off screen, but the first on screen death is, and then just in parentheses, spoiler, Heimdall, who is played by a black man.
Heimdall, who is supposed to be a Viking. So the fact that he's a black man kind of doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. But anyway,
what can you do? What can you do?
But as far as guessing that movie, it's really kind of given away in the description. So I'd say that this is a good example of doing it wrong, I suppose. But at the same time, it doesn't give away too many details, so it's kind of right, I guess. But that was, of course, Avengers: Infinity War.
What movie are we going to guess?
Yeah, I know. Here's another
Asgardians and Heimdall getting
killed. Exactly. Which one? What's the fucking one with Asgardians where Heimdall is played by a black
anime? Which anime was that?
Yeah, was that an anime? Was that a TV show? Was that a book? Anyways, movie 2019. He dies when he goes to the basement, and it's like, okay, that's vague. That's interesting, I guess. And then the movie is Girl on the Third Floor, and it's like, oh.
He should have avoided. He should have gotten as close to the third floor as possible.
Yeah, exactly. He went to the opposite of the third floor, so clearly, fucking.
He had it coming.
Oh, this one's interesting, and this shows why you shouldn't give away the names. Movie 1994. Bubba is the first major character to die while fighting with Forrest in Vietnam. Gee, wonder what that one is.
These are way too descriptive of the actual fucking characters and stuff. He even mentioned Bubba.
Yeah.
If you just mention the place as the only proper noun, Vietnam.
Here's another. This is an interesting bad one. This is a fuck up. Movie 1997 just starts with actually, yeah. And then
I wonder which anime that is.
It's like, yeah, it's like even the people donating or fucking writing on this site don't really get the premise. And again, anyone can write on this site, but if you're going to, don't start with actually, yeah, or in fact it does, or anything like that. Just say get stabbed in the face in a bathroom. Pretty graphic. Really, you don't need that. Second victim is a
saw's own ankle off to get out of handcuffs.
Now this is funny. Movie 1997. Second victim is a black. Again, this is the same one I'm reading though. Second victim is a black woman stabbed multiple times in a crowded theater while screaming for help. No one realizes it's serious until she's already dead. That could be two different movies. You only get one guess on this. On this show, you only get one.
I'm going to take it. Well, I guess I shouldn't be guessing because I'm sure I already know. Not only does she get stabbed, but before she gets stabbed by multiple people, she was talking constantly in the movie theater.
Yeah, she had Shakespeare. Look out! That's not a guy. That's a girl. Whatever.
And then not only does she get stabbed multiple times, but then she also gets stabbed by a bunch of other people sitting near her in the movie theater.
What is the name of the movie you are guessing?
What is it?
It's called Scream 2.
Yeah. Yes.
The word that doesn't actually happen.
Well, I win.
Oh, you win. Holy shit.
I win immediately.
Actually, you were thinking of Scary Movie 2. Totally different movie. Not surely the same movie with vaguely humorous moments. Fucking just references.
That part was legitimately funny. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's
half
true.
That movie was legitimately funny.
Yeah, at least half of Scary Movie 2 was actually kind of funny. The other half is fucking agonizing. Here, this one's interesting. TV show 2019. Robin, Huey's girlfriend, dies at the start of the show in graphic detail.
It's her arms ripped off.
because if you didn't say Huey's girlfriend, I probably wouldn't be able to really fucking identify. But that's from The Boys.
Again, yeah, you fucking give away a lot of it by giving the name.
Yeah, exactly. Which in that case is kind of necessary because it's easy to say.
Well, if you describe it more intricately, like fucking saying
this person,
her body is torn away from her arms.
What happens is another black guy, like you would say, does a black person die? Does a black person die first? This one, you would say another black person runs at them with such incredible speed that only her arms remain. She is liquefied and her arms are being held by her boyfriend. That's how you would do this.
Yes, this would be under the category of does a black person kill another person?
Yes. Is there black on black violence in this? Which I don't think is even a category on the site, but it should be.
I don't know why it wouldn't be. Why wouldn't it be? There's an entire genre of movies and real life.
There's a bunch of these in this category. Does the black guy die first? Where it's like this one TV show 2020.
No, he doesn't.
The first person to die is white.
Oh,
which is like saying no.
Yeah, it's just like saying no. In which case, why? Why? It's just so that they can fucking consternate over it. They killed
a black person is eventually killed in this. Who cares, faggot? But that's from Ratched. I think that was the shitty Nurse Ratched.
Nurse Ratched TV show. Why would anyone make a TV show?
Oh, this is interesting. Movie 2003. The black woman is the first shown death, but chronologically, she isn't the first to die. Just that alone, that's actually kind of a good one because chronologically, she isn't the first to die. So it's implying that some things are happening in this movie out of chronological order, and from that you can kind of guess who least who made the movie.
The Witcher.
It's movie 2003. So what's a movie from 2003 where things maybe don't happen by a person who makes movies where things don't happen chronologically, perhaps?
Memento.
Well, you know what? That's not a bad guess, actually, because that was around 2003, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but that was a good movie. This movie sucks. This movie sucks and is gay as shit. It's called Kill Bill Volume 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Chronologically.
Yeah, exactly. That should have been the fucking biggest. TV. This one's good. TV show 2020. Yes. Okay, first of all, you don't need to say yes because you're already answering.
It's in the category. You made an entry into the category. So
yes, exactly. But anyways, yes, in the first episode,
it's kind of like RoboCop finding out that he has a huge dick.
Yeah,
he replaces his body
a huge dick
just to give him a huge dick.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, and that's it.
Delete the files. But anyways, TV show 2020. So just last year, yes, in the first episode, the character Dodge's black alien boyfriend gets killed within a minute in the scene with her. You could almost say, "Oh wait, was that from Discovery?" No, it's from Picard.
What other terrible fucking TV show is that from Picard?
This one's kind of interesting. Movie 2020. We'll get into the ones made for on our channel in a minute. I just want to go through, but it goes to show
all this is good. All this is
yes,
gold.
This website is perfect for this kind of game where it's like you could be like, oh, it's a drinking game. Do a shot if you get one right or something. I don't know, right or wrong.
Do a shot if you get one right. Or
if you get one right, do a shot. If you do one wrong, do you also do a shot?
Get shot.
Get shot. Oh no, there's pretty stiff consequences for this game. Anyways, movie 2020. I almost should point out if it's like a Netflix one because this one is
Netflix
exclusive.
Netflix as opposed to theater release.
But I mean, then again, it was 2020. There weren't any theater releases. But unknown black soldiers are the first non-immortals killed on screen by the main characters on the mission, and one of the main characters is a black woman who is immortal and alive by the end of the film, but is shown dying graphically before this addition. Also, yes, the only immortal we know of that died is a black man. He is seen dying in flashbacks at 2 different points in the film. That was for, of course, The Old Guard, which is that fucking movie. I
Gonna say
think it was
Highlander.
based
It's
on a
either
comic book.
Is this Highlander or is this fucking like the Blade TV series?
Yeah, that would be almost be like your first assumption. But the thing is, if you're familiar with The Old Guard, because who's the chick from I keep saying, oh, she was the chick in Young Adult, and it's like, no, she's been in better movies than that. The chick from
Young Adult is
The
a good
Old Guard.
movie.
She's like that South African fucking model chick. She's really hot. She's dude. She's hot.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron. She's in The Old Guard.
Oh,
So that would be a reason why you might be familiar with it, maybe. But fucking whatever.
maybe.
Here's a funny one. Movie 2016, and it just says, "To be fair, all the characters are black," and that's it.
Was this fucking Black Panther?
No, Moonlight.
Moonlight. That movie was exactly. It's exactly what I thought it would be.
Yes. Here's an interesting one also. Movie 2003, shown during a flashback in which a mob attacks an interracial couple. Holes. That movie wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Anyways, that's the Shia LaBeouf Disney movie.
Is that a movie that an Italian guy would get incorrect based on the title?
It's like, well, I'm going to see Body Monster.
Body Monster. That's going to be another SNL. That is going to be an SNL skit.
Yeah, that's going to be a new SNL skit in sometime later this year. Is a fucking Italian guy from New Jersey who just sees all these gay movies.
And I'm going to see this movie. It's called Boys Don't Cry.
It's probably about a tough guy who doesn't cry or something. What the hell is this shit? Anyways, yeah, that's fucking.
I'm going to see this movie called Paris is Burning. It's going to be about
see a bunch of figs in Paris get set on fire. What the hell is it? When do they go to Paris?
he's so upset because they don't even go to Paris.
We are, of course, referencing a Come Town bit. Anyways,
delightful.
Here's another one. Movie 1989. I think we've actually seen this, and the fucking spoilers. Just while yes, the film has a cast with many named black characters, and it's Do the Right Thing, where it's like fucking. Of course, it's pretty much all black people. It's all black people, and
it's all a bunch of fucking black people.
But yeah, it's like this is not a good example of something for the game show. But I guess technically, it's a good example for this site, which I don't know. That's the premise of the site, which it can be corrupted or possibly just used properly. Here's another one. Needles or syringes are used. And I'll screen share this again because for this premise, it doesn't matter because we're not going to be spoiling this one. But again, this is just for fucking examples like TV show 2016. Near the end of season 2, a needle is jammed into the neck of a character in self-defense. The character is knocked out but does not die. It's Stranger Things.
I was just going to guess. I'm just going to start guessing without knowing everything. Dexter?
Is it Dexter? Yeah, because it happens in Dexter.
It happens in Dexter, but it was not from 2016.
This one's interesting. Movie 2018. A character surrounded by many floating needle-like objects pointed at them. Some of these needles pierce their skin. Avengers Infinity War. And it's like, what? Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was just about to guess that.
Of course you were. But
total Marvel shill.
But it goes to show, like, the premise of this site is like, oh, I don't like it when there's needles in you.
We're basically making a better use out of this gay website.
But also, if you, like, get a giant hard cock over, like, needles or whatever, then in a way, this serves the opposite purpose. You can look for it.
If you're a massive neo-Nazi who wants to see black people get killed in movies all the time.
Like that.
Was this movie where a black woman is horribly murdered in just the most gruesome fashion possible?
So here's one. Here's a category called "Does a head get squashed?" And you're like, if you're like, oh, I want to see some bizarre, gory, freakish horror movies. It's like let me just search through does a head get squashed on doesthedogdie.com. So
Tucker
as
and
much as
Dale
you can
versus
make fun of
Evil.
this site for like warning big gay F slurs against things in movies, at the same time you can use it for the opposite purpose to look for,
and you'll have a
things.
lot more fun using it for the opposite purpose. Fucking, does a person get fed into a tree chipper?
Yeah, I mean that should be. Here's the thing, though. It's like that's too specific of an event. Like a category is like, do people get?
I can think of at least 2 movies where that happens, though. If you just leave out the date, and then I'm pretty sure it's 2 white males, 2 separate white males in 2 completely separate movies where that happens.
Here's a TV show 2011. Oberyn Martell's head is crushed by the mountain. When you realize
I can't imagine
the name of a person,
I can't imagine what
that
that's
one
from.
makes it more obvious. It's Game of Thrones. If you know that there's a character in Game of Thrones named the Mountain,
And that also a head gets crushed by somebody named.
I remember because when that happened, people were like, "Oh, I can't believe this scene is fucked up." And it's like, because a guy's head got crushed, and it's like, no, it was the context actually, and it's like, oh, okay,
okay,
all right,
yeah. Okay. I was about to get angry at you.
Yeah, I was about to call you a big gay word, gay word. What?
The gay G slur.
Anyways, okay, so we've set up the premise overlong. We've gone overlong, 26 minutes, just setting up the premise.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure.
Well, now we're going to get into the actual things. Although Gotham Knight here, I go back to the chat. Gotham Knight says that was a sick episode. Poor Mando is the actor who got his head crushed. Pedro Pascal. Yeah,
was he dead then?
He's dead.
Died at the end of season 2 or some shit.
I think that was like season 3 or 4, but I don't know.
Of Mandalorian.
Yes. No,
I didn't know they were already on season 3 of Mandalorian.
I didn't know Pedro Pascal was even in Game of Thrones. He's been on a lot of stuff before Narcos.
Yeah, Narcos and fucking Wonder Woman.
Mars 10 says new movie rating system, rated R for black person in movie.
Rated N.
That's racist. That's why I'm laughing. I'm not laughing because that's funny. I'm laughing because it's racist.
They're gonna have to come up with a new rating. The N rating.
And
rated N. It's gonna be rated N for having black people.
For not having 100% white people in it. that would be a Cubtown bit that SNL would not.
That is
finally a Cubtown bit that SNL won't steal.
Give me $70,000 a month.
Yeah, you son of bitches.
I could do Cubtown's job.
Adam should be giving us some of his cut.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Jim Tuner mentioned earlier Nurse Ratched was the most unnecessary show in the history of television. Yeah. Because
I can imagine being able to do a show about a bitchy, shitty nurse who is bad at her job and then just gets choked at the end of every single episode.
Every episode, she gets her shirt torn open and choked. And when you think about that, that's like one of the most depressing things in a movie. And certainly, how are they going to live up to that? And they don't.
How do they follow that up? How do they follow up each episode? I don't know how they're going to keep this up.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim Tuner says F with the site. I recommend it. We officially can't recommend that, but the thing is, here's the thing: you don't need to actually do anything with the site to like play this game. Which this is probably going to be the last episode ever of us doing this. This
first episode and last,
first and last episode. But yeah, here's the premise: is Crate, found this site, and so he made a bunch. He actually did go make a bunch of spoiler warnings. So. The first one is someone gaslighted, and it's like main character gaslights prison guards to escape. Of course, that one is obvious to us, but other people might be like, so I guess in the chat, if you know what this movie is, which it is a movie, I'll say it's a movie.
I already know. I can already confirm for you that it's a movie.
Yes. That would help. I also like how his fucking Crate went with the name Sephiroth with a fucking 0.
A fucking girl gets stabbed through the midsection at the climax of Act 1.
What one is that? Is that the same movie as this?
No, it's actually not from a movie. It's from a video
No.
game.
It's from a video game. Fucking, yeah, I know what that's from. Bloodstained, Curse of the Night, Symphony of the Moon.
Every single time she picks up a shard.
Yes, for fucking right through her fucking uterus. Now that's one way to get a hysterectomy.
Right in the
fallopian
fallopian tube. She gets made pregnant with crystals.
Yeah, Jim Tuner mentions that's one way to F with the site. Add entries that sound like fetish seekers rather than trigger warnings. I might do that. Well, I can't officially endorse that, but that's almost what it kind of looks like the site's partially for.
A lot of sites on the internet will probably eventually become like that.
Yes, every site should be, I suppose,
because that happens. That happens a lot.
It happens a lot, and I can suck my own. Here's way fucking a movie from like 1999. A character can suck his own dick, and he does it a lot. And that character was of a can of carrots and peas, or mixed vegetables, or something. That would be how you do it, though. Is like a can of mixed vegetables says that he can suck his own dick, and that he does it a lot. What is the movie?
That's the movie.
That would be a good example.
We're going to give you your trigger warning, but also we're going to make you guess what movie the trigger warning's from.
Yeah, exactly. It's first of all, I don't think that's a category on the site. So basically, you have to fucking.
Woman goes so crazy on the dance floor that she ends up getting fucked by an alien until it fucking just penetrates through her, it just shish kebabs her through and through.
Is that just another hentai reference?
Is that another hentai reference, or is that from Jacob's Ladder?
It's from Jacob. It's from the classic motion picture Jacob's Ladder. I was going to say it's from Urotsuki Doji or something, but no.
I'm surprised it's not.
Yeah,
or Violence
disappointed
Jack.
That it's not
Violence Jack or whatever the fuck some of those other movies
Jack,
are.
Mehoff Jack.
Jack Mehoff. A guy has gaslighting. A guy
yes,
his name
yes,
as
there's
Mehoff.
gaslighting. A man pretends to be a police officer and tells another police officer that his name is Jack Mehoff and that he's escorting a prisoner for banging horses.
Just before he turns to the prisoner and whispers, Jack Mehoff, while trying not to laugh. Is that from...
That's from Black Sheep. That one's
I was going to say, is that Black Sheep or is that Tommy Boy?
Yeah, that's not from Tommy Boy, which is weird because it's like they're the same movie, right? Anyways, I don't know if anyone has guessed this movie yet. Is someone gaslighted where the main character gaslights prison guards to escape? This from the one. I'm going to just give it away. If anyone hasn't figured out,
what other clues can we give? Let's treat it like it's like 20 questions or something like that.
Well, it is
clues.
It's from a movie that came out in 2005, but apparently was made in like 2003 or 4 and was just shelved. By
it didn't really become popular until about 2009.
Yes. And now is called a prophetic movie. I mean, if you
now refer to as prophetic, a fucking trigger warning, prophetic.
I mean, as soon as I saw main character gaslight, it's nice that main character is not named. His name, not sure, is not given away in this. That's the right way to do this. Don't give away the character's name because,
in fact, you should tell people the character's name is not sure.
Like you don't want to be able to have people's
name is not sure.
So that when they give away the name, people can just Google it. So you want people to have to refer to their memories or something. Their memories. But yeah, this one is from Idiocracy. I don't know if anyone did get. The chat doesn't look like they guessed it.
The fucking chat loses. Fucking chat lost, and we won.
Yeah, we win. We win as usual.
We win again. So you all owe us money.
Here's the next one, which is someone gaslight. It looks like the people on the site get to vote whether this is are people gaslighted, yes or no, and then they get to upvote the actual trigger warning. So it's like they get to vote whether it applies to the category and then vote on the actual
thing. Plebit tier upvoting.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of gay, but also pretty typical of modern
Fucking typical.
society.
Sick society.
Society.
Motherfucking.
But anyways, yeah. So next one is someone gaslighted. The Black Knight attempts to gaslight the main character when he says he still has his arms attached when it has been clearly cut off. This one's much more obvious, but also you do have to be familiar with the movie, of course.
It's a very specific event that occurs in the movie.
Plus the character, the Black Knight, is named, which I think
Knight,
helps.
yeah.
In this case, it's actually justified.
The Black Knight, and he goes by no other name in the movie.
Yeah.
So pretty obvious.
But at the same time, it's kind
Makes
of
it
vague
obvious.
enough. The fucking Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Flying Circus Grail.
So yeah, again, that one's easy, but that movie's like extremely famous and popular too. So nobody should get that one wrong, motherfuckers.
No fucking one. No fucking one.
This one's funny. Are there N words? Apparently, I thought that this was a category that Crate invented.
It's just another are there black people in the movie, but this one's a little more crass about it.
It's like, does that mean people are saying it, or does that mean they're just black people in the movie? And there's one yes and one no for the fucking.
One yes is one no or the one yes is fucking great.
Yeah, the yes is Crate. The no is somebody who just doesn't like that this is a fucking funny thing. You're not taking this shit seriously, even though it's factually accurate. Are there N words? That would just mean a word that starts with N. And so this any word
it's not even, you're not even saying are there N words.
Are there black people? But yeah, so this one is there's a scene where the main character meets knights in a forest and they scream N-words at him. The main character later screams N-words at an old lady, which again, if you've identified the last movie, then this one's obvious.
This one's obvious and easy.
Yeah. And then I'm like, it screams N-words. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. They say me. Which is
basically just the first
two letters.
First two letters.
Which so you could tell it is bad. And you almost wonder if that's what they intended to say. It's like, it's a bad word.
An old lady. Yeah, it's a bad word. They knew they couldn't get away. Although it really seemed like, especially back then, it's like 1978 or something.
I think it was mid to late 70s or something. But yeah, it plays up to the sort of absurdism, which, fits. So, because if it was just they were saying the actual N word, the dreaded,
and it wouldn't be absurd.
It would just not. It
would be now
funny in a way.
It would be funnier today.
It would be funny.
But it would be less funny back then.
Yes, it would be less funny there. And it would only be funnier now. And it's like, Monty Python doesn't exactly play the long game like it. Because who does? Nobody does.
They're not geniuses.
Yeah, fucking. They're not heroes. They're just two ordinary men.
Are not heroes.
Put into an extraordinary situation.
Like us, we're not heroes.
They just happen to come out on top. Heroes. Anyways, so yeah, that one's Holy Grail too. Is a child abused? And then right under that is National Child Abuse Hotline, 1-800-48-CHILD.
Like just get forced in there or something.
Yeah, it's like this site automatically puts a child abuse hotline underneath the category. That goes to show the site isn't like some kind of tongue-in-cheek, like fun thing. They're like seriously trying to.
No fun to be had. No fun to be had. Everyone must be depressed. All the time. But here's the thing, is a child abuse. And then, yes, an unfit mother is unable to feed her children, but they are safely placed in the custody of Carl's Jr. Is this listed only by category? Is it just being listed by the name of the movie? Because there's no contest to be had.
You can go here on the front site. It's like tracking 70 categories, and here's just a list of some of the categories, like black guy dies first, sad endings, needles or syringes are used. And then you can see all categories, but you can also search the site for like movies. So I think you could view it by movie, in fact. Here it is for Idiocracy. Is there a dead animal? There's like no entries. Does the dog die? 5 no's, 1 yes. So this is like it goes through the site and just lists the categories and people vote. Does an animal die? No. Are animals abused? No. Is there dog fighting? There's no votes. Does a horse die? No. Does a cat die? No. Are there bugs? No. Does a dragon die? Are there spiders? Are there snakes? Is there addiction? Does someone use drugs? Does someone abuse alcohol? There's like no votes for a bunch of these. Is someone tortured? Yes. And then, oh, look, Sephiroth says, character sentenced to Coliseum / gladiatorial execution.
That's called rehabilitation.
Yeah, are you ready to see? Not sure. Get rehabilitated. Yes. Is someone burned alive? 1 yes, 2 no's. Character threatened with flamethrower, which is again that's great. Adding to that. Are any teeth damage? See, these are the trigger warnings that people are like. I can't watch a movie if there's teeth damage in it. It's like, just fucking.
And I mean, there's a lot of movies that I've seen that have been like, oh, that was kind of disturbing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, their teeth.
Okay, I'm going to watch it anyway, though.
I accept the fucking. Here, this one's interesting though. Does someone fart or spit? That's 1 category. 2 yeses, 1 no. Even though objectively, yes, because in the movie, ass. They cared about whose ass it was and why it was farting. And I believe we can bring those times back again.
Somebody's got like chewing tobacco in there somewhere.
Yeah. Are needles / syringes used? Yes. Character forced to get a tattoo. Again, it's great. Is someone gaslighted?
The only one who's doing this correctly.
Yeah. Is someone gaslighted? 1 yes, 1 no for Crate's main character. Gaslights prison guards to escape. Is there body dysmorphia? Does someone have an eating disorder? Does someone die by suicide? And right under that, National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Does someone self-harm? Safe alternative 1-800, don't cut.
If we're going to reference Cumtown, it's like, what's the one place I would never consider calling if I was suicidal? Let's call the government.
Yeah, exactly. I called the suicide prevention hotline. They said, do it. Anyways.
That said, do a flip, asshole.
Okay, can you do a backflip? Anyways, is there shaky cam? That's a fucking trigger warning.
What?
Is someone sexually assaulted? More info, unconsentingmedia.org. Is there sexual content? 2 yes, 0 no's, because the guy asks, "You like money and sex?
Do you like money and sex?
You're tripping me out." Is someone misgendered? And under that, misgendering, what it is and why it is harmful. It's a link to healthline.com, an article about
how it's harmful, but it's something you do to other people. You're the one who is complaining about being misgendered.
Here's someone that's clearly not great. Is there hate speech? Yes. John Cena says main character is called Fag with a star, F*G, several times and made fun of for, quotes, seeming gay. Are there fat jokes? John Cena says, not really any fat jokes, surprising for a comedy, but there are fat people. Is there ableist?
And what about the fat guy who's sitting on people in prison? Is that not a fat joke? Or maybe just the fact that most of the really stupid people in the movie are fat?
Here's a couple more by Crate. Is there ableist language or behavior? Yes. The narrator says retarded, R*tarded, and that's from Crate. And then, are there homophobic slurs? Yes. And quotes, there's that fag talk again. Great, put both of them. Oh, is there anti-Semitism? And then right under that, a link to, of course, the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, which only deals with Jewish anti-Semitism.
You wanted to know why there might be anti-Semitism.
Mm-hmm. Is there domestic violence? Is someone hit by a car? Is there a nuclear explosion? Is a child abused? Yes, an unfit mother, blah, blah, blah. Does someone struggle to breathe? Maybe the guy who's being sat on in prison by the fat guy.
Yes. He's probably struggling to breathe.
Does a plane crash? Yes, crashed plane is shown. Actually, one crashed
Couple of
plane that's in the Costco, and then they shoot down another plane with a fucking missile
I'm
launcher.
pretty sure
just
there's
on
also
accident.
another plane that's just like shown resting already crashed earlier in the movie. I think it's one part, and also when the guy is like, my first wife was tarded. Now she's a pilot.
No, she's pilot.
That's
There's
kind
lots of tards who lead kick-ass lives. Here's does a car crash? Yes, but nobody explains it. So it's like you could just vote yes or no on the actual trigger warning. It's kind of goofy. Anyways, yeah, is it child abuse? Yes, an unfit mother's unintended for your children. So yeah, that's from Idiocracy. Here's the next one. Is someone gaslighted? Main character gaslights at several points, makes up a story about someone's wife being dead to gain access to an office, tries to convince father that soap on a rope is treasure, and then titular accusation that the father's a child molester. Now, I would say this movie is incredibly easy to guess, especially because he says that the title accusation it's given away in the title.
the titular line from the movie.
I would say nobody should be able to get this one wrong, but you know how people are.
Some people just so dumb,
Yeah.
so fucking.
Jim Tuner here says Blazing Saddles played the long game. You know, that's kind of, I guess that's true.
Well, wait, no, because that was pretty just blatant.
Yeah, they weren't
hiding it.
They were just being racist.
They weren't just saying it for no reason. They're saying it specifically to black people.
You know, you're right. Yeah, because in fucking Monty Python and the Holy Grail, they were saying that to just anyone.
It's cultural Marxism that's doing the long game with that movie by constantly censoring it.
Yeah, that's the real long game. Anyways, I could wait for people to be like, "Oh, what is this movie?" But usually,
you got a timer. It's a 5-second timer. Fuck off.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. If there's not going to be
any 1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go. Is somebody kicked in the nuts?
Does someone get a spinning back fist to their face after being kicked in the nuts? That's again, we would be so good at this game because we're great at referencing. Aren't so good at watching?
Somebody go to Bolivia does somebody genuinely desire going to Bolivia?
That's the worst trigger warning of all. I don't want to watch a movie where that happens.
Not only do they want to go to Bolivia, but then I'm pretty sure they end up in Bolivia.
Yeah, that's right. They go to Bolivia and they're like, maybe. And then afterwards, they want to go to Australia. Fucking, how is the banks? Easy, ripe, and luscious. The banks are the women.
Easy, ripe, and luscious. Wait, is that from the actual movie, or is that from?
Yes, yeah. They fucking says the banks are easy, ripe, and luscious. And fucking Sundance, oops, spoiler, goes, the banks are the women. And then, like,
I don't remember that
later,
line.
they're shot to death.
I don't remember that line. That is great.
From the end of the
movie. And then they're dead, yeah. And then almost immediately after that, they're dead.
Anyways, so is someone
or are they? Are they dead? Or did they actually escape only to get shot down by somebody from the Call of Juarez video game?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. That happens in Gunslinger, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's part of his crazy ass story where he kills both Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid while they're also trying to kill each other.
It turns out most of those stories like you're just making this shit up.
It's like, is this guy especially that story? It's like, I think this guy's having an episode or something. He's so drunk. I think he's mentally impaired.
Yeah, you know what? One of my favorite things in Call of Duty Juarez or Gunslingers.
Juarez Duty.
It was Call of Juarez Gunslinger, which is like the only good game in that series, but it's about it's basically a game about an unreliable narrator. Is there an unreliable narrator?
And it's also about how gun battles are fun.
Yeah, but also it's like
most crazy.
Like the game, the fucking game levels and maps and missions or whatever will rewind themselves to correct what the guy is fucking saying. So it's like, that didn't happen. It's like, okay, maybe I embellished a little bit. And
I think if you get killed too, he's like, No, wait, that's not how it
It is
happened.
not. Which is also the same way that happened in Sacrifice, the old shiny game, the RTS Sacrifice, which is a cool game. But yeah, if you lost, the guy you're supposed to be playing is like, wait a second, that's not how things happen.
That's not. Also, Prince of Persia.
Yeah, I think they did that. Those should be trigger warned on this site. One other thing about
the audience.
One other thing about gaslighting, by the way, is that it's technically true, like this one, where the main character,
gaslighting is supposed to be making people question their own
sanity by
sense of
making them
reality.
question their perception of reality. Where in this, it's just like what it really means these days is just like, oh, you lied, which usually sometimes it's not even lying. But that goes to show what
They're
people
not even
say is
gaslighting.
gaslighting is just like somebody lied. That's all they mean by that.
Here's a good example of that. Comicsgate engages in copious amounts of gaslighting.
Copious and heavy emphasis on cope. But
copious copium.
But the thing is, it makes up a story about someone's wife being dead to gain access to an office.
And not to mention that it's so embellished that they end up, the person he's telling the story to ends up breaking down.
Yeah, that's right. She is kind of gaslit because she has a fucking conniption after
it's like, oh no.
That's the one of when it says that, and this is like, what movie is this from? And then the dead giveaway actually tries to convince father that Soap on the Rope is treasure. And I was like, oh, okay, it's Freddy Got Fingered.
Just immediately. One, though, I remember somewhat clearly because also he ended up getting married to her.
Yes. Oh, in real life, you mean?
Yes.
But anyways, the whole basis of the concept of gaslighting is really just, it doesn't even mean anything anymore because it's just getting overused. People are just using it to mean that somebody lied, and usually people use it to mean that somebody lied even when they didn't. So it's just fucking retarded. I mean, R slur, gay F slur, dumb R slur,
gay R slur,
F slur,
gay R slur.
Anyway, so yeah, that one's Freddy Got Fingered. If you didn't guess it, we win again. Does somebody cheat? Yes. Mom is advised to have an affair with men from Greece. oh no! Wait a second.
Basketball players.
Why is this picture right afterwards? What does this have to do with the previous thing? All of a sudden, apparently, somebody out there was triggered. This needed a trigger warning. This fucking mom is advised to have an affair with men from Greece did need a trigger warning because somebody out there did get triggered by this. Very, very upsetting. Very.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, probably some woman. It's like, oh, my boyfriend.
No, it was a guy
cheated on me. Was it a guy?
It's a Christian traditionalist Christian
no kidding.
lawyer.
It sounds like that whatever John Nolte from fucking Big Hollywood.
Oh, oh yeah, that's the John Nolte who fucking actually unironically thought that the Twilight movies were good because the whore in that movie waits for marriage.
She waits for marriage before she becomes an undead abomination, sin in the eyes of God.
And he shatters her fucking pelvis on wedding night, and then she gets pregnant over the course of the next week, and the baby literally kicks her fucking spine out, and she folds like a fucking paper doll.
And you get to hear the sound of the cracking.
For me, that's where the series ends. I turned it off afterwards and was like, wow, those movies were actually good all along.
That was a great ending.
Just based on that ending, these movies are actually work. It was a painful lead up to this.
Does the mother get spine broken in half by her own child?
Which she deserved. So,
Does she deserve it? Yes. Does she deserve it? Yes.
Yes. Anyways, is someone possessed? And then the way the main character acts normally is similar to demonic possession presented in other films. Most scenes end with him flailing about and screaming surrealist nonsense. I believe this one,
any scene from the movie,
like the previous one, is all from Freddy Got Fingered, of course.
Wow, so many trigger warnings, and Freddy got fingered. Holy shit.
this one's kind of my favorite. I mean, the other movies are so great and so classic, but this one like then comes out of left field to go. This goes to show how much you can do with this whole premise. By the way, is someone buried alive? Main character is left to be marooned for all eternity in the center of a dead planet.
Man, that would be so triggering.
The way the title then presents it just makes this even funnier. If you don't know what, I don't know why you wouldn't know what this one.
We're not even going to give that one
I'm
away.
not- yeah,
you
I'm
don't
not gonna-
deserve to know. If you don't know already, you don't deserve to know.
You don't even deserve to lose on this point. You're a bad person.
I
Fucking-
hate you.
And
I
then
hate
here's just another.
So it's fucking straight up hate speech. Fucking somebody disapproves of a drink.
You're an
after
F
gaining
word, F slur.
for the first time.
Anyways, Old Yeller. I just screen capped like the top of Old Yeller. Is there a dead animal? There's no yes or no, but does the dog die? 77 yes, 3 no, which goes to show 3 people just want to fuck with this website at least.
3 people want to fuck with this website, or they didn't see the movie.
Maybe they didn't see the movie. I don't know.
They didn't
Maybe
see the
maybe they
fucking
haven't seen
movie.
Old Yeller, but just want to fucking
Maybe
click.
they don't know how it ends. Maybe they think that it was a fake out, and at the end it's like, no, the dog was okay. The dog was just a little feverish, and they gave it some penicillin, and it got better.
Oh, okay. You can cure rabies with penicillin? Yeah.
It wasn't rabies. It was just a mild infection.
No,
And
so,
they
yeah.
cleared it up. They cleared it
They
right up.
almost mistook it for rabies. But no, later the dog does get rabies for real near the end of Old Yeller, but they give it some kratom and some super male vitality, and it just gets better instantly.
And it cures itself with its own mind.
Did you know it cures? Did you know that kratom can cure rabies?
If I got tiger blood, injected it with tiger blood.
Fuck tiger blood. This nigga's selling his own blood. He did everything right, and his career is over. Anyways, does the dog die? This one stumped me because it's like one of the last ones that got posted. Does the dog die? The dog is never seen. The bad guy farts, and there's a dog whining noise. Actually funny though. Apparently this is from Cybermutt, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, it's like
You got us on that one.
Is that also starring Gary Busey?
It should be. It's definitely sounds like
All movies with dogs in them should star Gary Busey.
Yes. Anyway. That's pretty much all we had. That's like we made an entire channel on our Discord for this, and it's like that's all that got posted. Really. We even came up with some just on the fly here though. Fucking. I don't know, Blackthorn 2011, a wonderful movie where Butch Cassidy shoots a Sundance Kid in Bolivia and then returns to live a long life in America. Really? Fucking with Jim Tooner, the film Che, which I remember, I didn't see it, but I remember it, had a couple of hours of going to Bolivia. Anyone who goes to Bolivia in a film has to die. It's a rule. Well, that one is certainly more deserved.
Dies in the bathtub after being brutally beaten because he's a communist piece of shit.
Fucking commie son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Anyways, that kind of wraps it all up. That's the premise. A lot of things can be done with that, but that's all essentially and eventually. That's all that was done with it, with us and even other people. Like even Crate didn't do any more after that. It's like, that's just funny.
I had no idea at first what it was about until it was too late.
Oh, it wasn't me
like,
who
what the fuck is this
Old Yeller. I think it was Alex P. Cretin who also posted the one from, I guess, Cybermutt, which again I haven't even seen proof. It's like, okay, is that really from Cybermutt? What's going on? But anyways, the last one in the channel, does the dog die? Which I'm gonna just delete from our fucking thing because we haven't posted. The last post was December 3rd, and it was just a post of somebody posting the fucking box cover for Cybermutt. But the last one from
Airbud does I figured the entire purpose of the fucking channel was, is there a movie where there's a dog in it?
No, but yeah,
is it just movies about dogs?
Was basically to do the game in fucking like, you know, just screen cap. But the thing is that most of the fucking trigger warnings have the movie title in them, so it kind of ruins the fucking
ruins
premise.
the game. You have to remove that part.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, the last one is someone buried alive, and then yes, main characters left to be marooned. Which, I mean, technically true. It's still true factually, which is also kind of the point of the premise. Anyways, though, you can delete the channel. Who cares? And because there's just one channel.
Yeah, delete the channel and probably replace it with like either making fun of trannies.
By the channel, I mean the Discord. The channel.
It's like the Discord board
where this fucking does the dog die thing.
It was in one of the important things.
Our YouTube channel, though, is staying.
We're probably going to replace the channel.
Yeah, if you want us to do more streams or videos and things, go to patreon.com/smuglele, linked below. I also linked to the website below. It's like, if you want to do this game for goofs or whatever, feel free. You know, who cares? Doesn't matter.
You can pin it to another board.
Yeah. Anyways, unlike, share, don't comment. Who cares? And remember,
pay me. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Pay me.
Don't drunk. Go. We're drunk. Go away.
And also, should have listened to Shitty Webcomics. Yay.